Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Please take your seats.
Good evening and welcome to this meeting of the Rochester City Council. The meeting will come to order and the clerk will call the roll.
Councilmember Evans. Councilmember Gruber. Here. Councilmember Harris. Here. Councilmember Lupien. Here. Councilmember Ortiz. Here. Councilmember Patterson. Here. Councilmember Peel. Here. Vice President Lightfoot. Here. President Scott.
Here. I'd like to ask council to please rise for a moment of silence. Councilmember Evans, please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll now move to special recognition ceremonies with Alvin Cologne and Chet Hyman. Please join me and Mayor Warren at the podium.
You did not see him? Okay. That one's yours. Tonight we are proud to recognize a number of good Samaritans who exemplified the true spirit of Rochester, and would like to recognize Alvin Cologne and Chet. I know I'm taking it a little bit back because Avi is my neighbor, and I did not know that he had did this, and Caesar had came to me and told me when I was out of town that this had happened. So I'm just thankful that he was able to utilize his influence in order to make sure that this mother who had suffered a terrible loss, you and him, that mother that had suffered a terrible loss of her 3-year-old son that died in a tragic accident that occurred in the city of Rochester. Avi heard on the radio that this young mother's car had broken down and that she didn't have the money to fix it, nor a way to get it to the repair shop. Not only did he offer to tow her car for free, but he also found a shop, Chet Shop, that was willing to donate and fix the car for free. Thank you so very, very much. Here, something you want to say something?
So I just think as a member of this community, I think it's important for all of us business owners and just the community in general to when people are in need to stand up and help them. And I think that's a wonderful thing about the city of Rochester. We always do that, and it was my pleasure to do so, and I would do it many other times. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
He wants to take a picture. Thank you. I'll just drop this off at his house later. Thank you so much again to you and your family for helping this mother out. We truly appreciate it. We would also now like to recognize and invite Evangela Van Stanley, owner of People's Choice Kitchen, and Darnell Wilson. People's Choice Kitchen owner, evangelist Van Stanley, as we all know her, are fixtures in the Rochester's 19th Ward, serving up delicious Jamaican and soul food with a friendly smile. In December of 2019, Van embraced the holiday spirit with a special gift to all of our customers by way of Pay What You Can, where customers could name their own special plate and price of jerk chicken, collard greens, and any other menu item. At People's Choice, you really can't go wrong. Van said she wanted to do something special for her. She wanted to do something special for her neighbors. Some were strapped for cash and trying to make ends meet, and so she allowed them to pay as they could. But 2 days before Christmas, Van was leaving her restaurant for the night and was confronted by an armed assailant. She quickly ran back inside the restaurant where her friend and former employee, Darnell Wilson, who just happens to be my cousin and my, second cousin, fought off the robbers, and 2 gunshots were fired, and miraculously no one was hit. While fighting, Mr. Wilson and the assailant crashed through the restaurant's front window, and Darnell suffered a cut to his right hand and puncture wound to his side, but thankfully he is on the mend. I just want you to know that I know your mom Shirley is looking down and smiling down on you and proud of the man that you have become, and I know that she was watching over you that night along with your grandmother and my grandfather. And so thank you so much for stepping in and stepping up and helping Van. Because of what you did, I know that you saved her life. Thank you so very, very much, Grandma.
Hello, I wanted to say thank you and to the City Council. Giving back is what I enjoy doing. I've had my restaurant 18 years, and I've always tried to find creative ways to give back to my community. December, of course, is a month where it's not only Christmas, but a lot of people have their incomes. Some of my local people, they're strapped for cash, low income or fixed incomes. So I try to make it where they could come and eat whatever they like for a reasonable price. So I will continue to have it where they can pay what they can afford for a while. I'm not stopping right now. And I want to thank Darnell and thank you guys, because without Darnell, only God knows what would have happened on December 23rd, which was my son's 19th birthday. So, yeah. Thank you.
I want to thank everybody. Appreciate their recognition again. You never know what to do in a situation like that. But one thing, somebody calling out for help, you would want somebody to come and help you. So I was glad to be there to help them. I'm glad we all made it out safe. And again, thank everybody, City of Rochester, for your love and support.
Yes.
I really appreciate that. God bless. Yes, and thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I have one other little something to say. 8 years ago, not too many people know this, my restaurant was in a little jeopardy of being closed, and I reached out to then Lovely Warren, who was the city council president at the time, and she saved my restaurant. So I want to thank you again, because she is the greatest of all times as far as I'm concerned. She is, and without her, I don't even know if my restaurant would have survived without stepping up and helping me. So thank you again.
Wonderful. Let's please give it up to Alvin, Chet, Evangela Van Stanley and Darnell Wilson once again.
We have one final very special recognition, and that is for someone who's cringing right now because she doesn't want us to do this. Andrea Gazzetta, please come to the podium. As some of you may know, this will be Andrea's last council meeting. She's worked with us for a number of years and is almost irreplaceable, but BJ is going to work hard to try and fill her shoes. So as we do with proclamations, which she usually leads the preparation of, and now she's the victim of, we would like to acknowledge you.
Whereas a homegrown and beloved member of the city team, Andrea Gazzetta, has provided exemplary service to the city and citizens of Rochester. Originally from Arundequoit, Andrea grew up in the shadow of Seabreeze Amusement Park, which is also where she worked the only job that she may have liked more than chief of staff to the council. As the attendant ushering kids down the water slide while working on her tan, and
whereas an organized and thoughtful leader, in 2004, Andrea joined the city under Mayor Johnson, and shortly after joined the Duffy administration, where she would learn every shortcut in the city, driving countless hours with Mayor Duffy. And 10 years ago, almost to the day, Council President and now Mayor Warren and the City Council appointed her as the Chief of Staff, and
whereas as determined young woman with a house on Mildorf, Andrea joined the council as their second ever Chief of Staff with Sullivan-sized shoes to fill. Along the way, she exceeded every challenge from organizing the budget review to managing office logistics, from opening the city's first dog park with her Chihuahua Oliver to staffing the council as they created the Public Accountability Board. And
whereas every major policy or decision that has come from the council office in the last decade has had Andrea's fingerprints on it. She has been an engine of efficiency and compassion that has allowed council members to accomplish their agendas, and never, even once, has asked for credit nor sought the spotlight. So much so that we know that listening to this proclamation now is killing her. And
whereas, despite her professionalism and the seriousness of the work completed in the council office, Andrea has promoted levity, and the office has been often filled with merriment, as we learned of home invasions with squirrel culprits, or had legendary birthday cakes from Savoia. The sounds of laughter had echoed in the council office. And
whereas in her 15 years with the city, life happened. Andrea put out press releases and met Pete. She took questions at agenda review, and they bought a house. She attended work sessions on hundreds of topics, and she gave birth to Francis, and she wrote remarks, researched policy, and got engaged. Andrea grew up in that old judge's bathroom with the bright yellow walls that has served as her office for the last decade. And
whereas caring and selfless, Andrea is loved by her staff and colleagues, has worked extraordinarily well with 17 council members who didn't always get along so well themselves, and has built strong relationships across City Hall, whether polling colleagues in the cafeteria for the best new TV show during her morning coffee runs, or keeping the post office afloat by sending a thoughtful card for all occasions, or showing up with Chipotle to share. She has that special ability to truly work with people, which is why we know she will excel as the next Director of Human Resources for Monroe County. And
whereas Human Resources sets the tone and culture of an organization, is the entry point for new employees, navigates all the big life moments, happy and sad, with employees. We know that Monroe County has found a champion of fairness, kindness, and servitude in Andrea Gazzetta. And while we are very sad to see her go, we are proud that she is journeying forward in her career, and we have played some role in her readiness. And we know as she moves across Main Street, We are lucky to have a skilled partner in government at the county.
Now therefore, we, Mayor Lovely A. Warren,
Council President Loretta C. Scott, Vice President Willie J. Lightfoot, and council members Malik D. Evans, Mitch Gruber, Lachey D. Harris, Mary Lupian, Jacqueline Ortiz, Michael A. Patterson, and Jose Tio of the City of Rochester do hereby proclaim January 21st, 2010. No,
2020.
2020. We're trying to set it back. To be the time to give thanks and honor to Andrea Gazetta.
So Andrea, on behalf of the administration, we want to tell you that we appreciate working with you all of these years. You have been the bright flower on the other side of the aisle, on the other side of City Hall, that really, really allowed our city to flourish by working with you and the members of City Council together. The administration is truly going to miss you. As you had big shoes to fill with Bill Sullivan, BJ, you have some high heels to fill with Andrea. So we know that she has prepared you well for this role, and we look forward to working with you. But we wanted you to take this flower with you on your next journey because we know we prepared you for success. Thank you.
No. See, you did get her to cry. She always trying to show us up, right? Really? We get a nice little gift too, Andrew. Don't worry about it. Say something.
Well, thank you very much. This is so not necessary. I enjoy being staff for the reason that you get to be in the background, but it has really been an honor getting to work for the city that is my home and that I love. And to the council who hired me 10 years ago, I will always be extremely grateful, especially the mayor who was the council president at the time. But this has been a wonderful experience, and I'm sad to go, but I am very excited for the challenges that lie ahead, and I wish everybody all the best, and I'll only be across the street if you need me. Cobb, you're still my work husband, and BJ, you got this, buddy. Good luck. Take a picture. Take a picture.
Next, we have the approval of the minutes by Councilmember Peel.
Resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting on December 17, 2019 be approved as published in the official sheets of the proceedings.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0.
The following documents are hereby directed to be received and filed. Quarterly reports, professional services agreement, December 31st, 2019. Quarterly reports, delinquent receivables, December 31st, 2019. The council submits disclosure of interest forms from Vice President Lightfoot on introductory number 21, Councilmember Evans on introductory number 22, Councilmember Gruber on introductory number 5, Councilmember Harris on introductory number 21, and introductory number 29. Councilmember Lupien on introductory number 29, and Councilmember Patterson on introductory number 5.
It's time for the presentation and reference of petitions and any other communications. Are there any petitions? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move to the reports of standing committees and action thereon. Councilmember Evans, the Finance Committee report, please.
Thank you, Madam President, and to the Council. The Finance Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 1, resolution approving reappointments to the Rochester Public Library Board of Trustees. Introductory number 2, authorizing agreement and funding for the Financial Empowerment Centers Initiative. Introductory number 3, a resolution approving appointments to the Board of Assessment Review. And introductory number 29, a bond ordinance of the City of Rochester, New York, authorizing the issuance of $16,380,000 in bonds of said city to finance the cost of improvements to specified city school district schools. This report is respectfully submitted by Council Members Lachey D. Harris, Councilmember Michael A. Patterson, Vice President Willie J. Lightfoot, President Loretta C. Scott, and myself, Malik D. Evans.
Thank you, Councilmember Evans. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 1, a resolution approving reappointments to the Rochester Public Library Board of Trustees. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 2, legislation to fund the Rochester Financial Empowerment Centers Initiative. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 3, a resolution approving appointments to the Board of Assessment Review. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 29, a bond ordinance to fund the capital improvement program for the Rochester City School District. This requires a roll call.
Councilmember Evans?
Yes.
Councilmember Gruber?
Yes.
Councilmember Harris?
Abstain.
Councilmember Lupien?
Abstain.
Councilmember Ortiz? Yes. Councilmember Patterson?
Yes.
Councilmember Peel?
Yes.
Vice President Lightfoot?
Yes.
President Scott?
Yes. Motion carries 702. Councilmember Patterson, the Neighborhood and Business Development Committee report, please.
Thank you, Madam President. To the Council, the Neighborhood and Business Development Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 4, authorizing the sale of real estate. The Neighborhood and Business Development Committee recommends for consideration the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 5, amending the zoning map by changing the zoning classifications of properties on Clifford Avenue, Theodore Street, and Mariah Street. This report is respectfully submitted by myself, Michael A. Patterson, Council members Mary Lupien, Jacqueline Ortiz, Council Vice President Willie J. Lightfoot, and Council President Loretta C. Scott.
Thank you, Councilmember Patterson. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 4, legislation for the sale of 5 properties. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 5, legislation for a zoning map amendment for multiple properties on Clifford Avenue, Theodore Street, and Mariah Street. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Councilmember Gruber, the Parks and Public Works Committee report, please.
Thank you, President Scott. To the Council, the Parks and Public Works Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 6, authorizing appropriations and amending Section 3 of Ordinance 2018-335 for the 2018 Preventive Maintenance Northeast Group 1. Introductory number 7, authorizing the implementation and funding in the first instance of 100% of the federal aid and state Marchicelli program aid eligible costs of a transportation federal aid project and appropriating funds therefor. Introductory number 8, authorizing funding and agreement for the 2019 Preventative Maintenance Northwest Group 5 project. Introductory number 9, bond ordinance of the City of Rochester, New York, authorizing the issuance of $580,000 bonds of said city to finance the costs of the 2019 Northwest Highway Preventative Maintenance Group 5 project. Introductory number 10, authorizing the implementation and funding in the first instance of 100% of the federal aid and state Marchicelli program aid eligible costs of a transportation federal aid project and appropriating funds therefor. Introductory number 11, authorizing the implementation and funding in the first instance 100% of the federal aid eligible costs of a transportation federal aid project and appropriating funds therefore. Introductory number 12, authorizing funding and agreement for the High Falls Overlook feasibility study. Introductory number 14, authorizing an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Brighton for the chip seal and or mill and paving of city streets adjacent to the town's street rehabilitation projects. Introductory number 15, authorizing an agreement for the Pedestrian Safety Action Plan Phase 3 project. Introductory number 16, authorizing funding and agreement for the Rochester Running Track Bridge Improvements Phase 1 project. Introductory number 17, authorizing the implementation and funding in the first instance of the state aid program eligible costs of a capital project and appropriating funds therefore. The Parks and Public Works Committee recommends for consideration the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 13, authorizing pavement width and traffic flow changes for Sager Drive between Culver Road and East Boulevard. This report is respectfully submitted by Councilmember Malik Evans, Councilmember Jose Pio, Council Vice President Willie Lightfoot, Council President Loretta Scott, and myself, Councilmember Mitch Gruber.
Thank you, Councilmember Gruber. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 6, legislation for the 2018 Preventive Maintenance Northeast Group 1 project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 7, legislation authorizing the funding for the 2018 Preventive Maintenance Northeast Group 1 project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 8, legislation for the 2019 Preventive Maintenance Northwest Group 5 project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 9, a bond ordinance to fund the 2019 Preventive Maintenance Northwest Group 5 project. This requires a roll call.
Councilmember Evans?
Yes.
Councilmember Gruber?
Yes.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Lupian? Councilmember Ortiz? Councilmember Patterson?
Yes.
Councilmember Pio?
Yes.
Vice President Lightfoot?
Yes.
President Scott?
Yes. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 10, legislation authorizing the funding for the 2019 Preventive Maintenance Northwest Group 5 project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 11, legislation for a grant agreement for the Eastman Trail Phase 1 project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 12, legislation for a High Falls Overlook feasibility study. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 13, legislation for pavement width changes and traffic flow changes to Sager Drive. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 14, legislation for an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Brighton for chip seal, milling, and paving of streets adjacent to the town of Brighton boundary. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 15, legislation authorizing an agreement relating to the Pedestrian Safety Action Plan Phase 3 project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 16, legislation authorizing an agreement relating to the Rochester Running Track Bridge Improvements Phase 1 project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 17, legislation authorizing the funding for the Rochester Running Track Bridge Improvements Phase 1 project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Vice President Lightfoot, the Public Safety, Youth, and Recreation Committee report, please.
Thank you, Madam President, and to the Council. The Public Safety, Youth, and Recreation Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 18, authorizing the receipt and use of the United States Department of Justice funds to investigate organized narcotic trafficking and violence. Introductory number 19, authorizing an intermunicipal agreement and funding for the Stop DWI program. Introductory number 20, authorizing an intermunicipal agreement and funding for the DWI Crackdown Weekend Enforcement Grant. Introductory number 21, authorizing agreement for emergency ambulance services. Introductory number 22, authorizing a grant agreement and funding for McGuire building improvements. Respectfully submitted by Council Member Mitch Gruber, Councilwoman LaShaye Harris, Councilwoman Jacqueline Ortiz, Council President Loretta C. Scott, and myself, Willie J. Lightfoot.
Thank you, Vice President Lightfoot. That report will be received, filed, and published, and will proceed with the vote. Introductory number 18, legislation for the receipt and use of funding for the from the U.S. Department of Justice. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 19, legislation for an intermunicipal agreement with Monroe County for the Stop DWI grant. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 20, legislation for an intermunicipal agreement with Monroe County for the DWI Crackdown Weekend Enforcement Grant. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Introductory number 21, legislation for an agreement for emergency ambulance services. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say
Abstain.
nay. I'm sorry.
Abstain.
Motion carries 8-0-1. Introductory number 22, legislation for a grant agreement with Rochester Area Community Foundation for improvement to the McGuire building. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9.
Councilmember Evans?
Abstain, I'm sorry, abstain. On introductory number 22.
22. Motion carries 8-0-1. I will now give the report of the Committee of the Whole. The Committee of the Whole recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 30, legislation approving appointments to the Police Accountability Board. The Committee of the Whole is holding the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 28, a resolution confirming the appointment of Chief Technology Officer. This report is respectfully submitted by council members Malik D. Evans, Mitch Gruber, LaShaye D. Harris, Mary Lupian, Jacqueline Ortiz, Michael A. Patterson, Jose Pio, Vice President Willie J. Lightfoot, and myself, Council President Loretta C. Scott. The report will be received, filed, and published. Now let's vote on introductory number 30, legislation approving appointments to the Police Accountability Board. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Before we move to miscellaneous business, let us adjourn and convene the meeting of the Urban Renewal Agency. This meeting is adjourned. The meeting will come to order, and the clerk will call the roll.
Agent Councilmember Evans.
Present.
Agent Councilmember Gruber.
Here.
Agent Councilmember Harris.
Here.
Agent Councilmember Lupian. Agent Councilmember Ortiz.
Here.
Agent Councilmember Patterson.
Here.
Agent Councilmember Pio.
Here.
Agent Vice President Lightfoot.
Here.
Agent President Scott.
Here. Reports of standing committees and action thereon. Agent Patterson, the Neighborhood and Business Development Committee report.
To the council, the Rochester Urban Renewal Agency's Neighborhood and Business Development Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number URA 1, resolution approving the 2018-19 annual report for the Rochester Urban Renewal Agency. This report is respectfully submitted by agents Mary Lupian, Jacqueline Ortiz, Agent Vice President Willie J. Lightfoot, Agent President Loretta C. Scott, and myself, Agent Michael A. Patterson.
Thank you, Agent Patterson. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number URA 1, a resolution approving the 2018-19 annual report of the Rochester Urban Renewal Agency. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0. Is there any miscellaneous business to come before the Urban Renewal Agency or the City Council? There being none, this meeting is adjourned.